Ladies and gentlemen, this is the BAMA Standard, your number one source for Alabama football and Alabama legends. We're streaming live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm your host, over the hill powerlifter and Bama grad, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is an Alabama legend, all SEC linebacker, Mr. Marvinsstance, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama magazine, and a man that Paul Feinbaum keeps as a reference on his resume, Mr. Stephen M. Smith. Welcome in, guys. Well, we're on a very special night. We're on a Monday night, and we have a great guest tonight. And to properly do that honor, I'm going to hand the microphone, so to speak, over to the greatest hype man in the business, and that's Mr. Stephen M. Smith, to introduce our guest tonight.
I don't know if I'll be able to do this when the amount of justice it needs to, because this dude right here has brought many laughs to my face, has brought many laughs to everybody's face. This guy right here has the most hilarious videos of all time. I'm sorry, funny man, but this guy tops you. This guy goes to SEC in the college football playoff better than everybody else, including you, Dr. Larry Culpepper. I'm talking about you. I'm referring to none other than Mr. Josh Snead of SEC Shorts.
Wow, that's an intro. That is an intro. Nice.
Yeah, you're ready to
going to Chick-fil-A in the morning for breakfast. Will you come with me and just like walk in before I do? Put down your biscuits. The man is about to walk in the building.
You better make sure he bring his inhaler.
I'm sure he can make a run over to Birmingham. That's where you're at now, right?
I am. I'm in Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
He don't want y'all to know his location. Y'all might be stalking him, man.
That's all they're getting, Marvin. That's all they're getting. I'm just gonna tell them the general city, and then
he's an Iron Dam. Well, guys, before we move on to our show, if y'all would do me a huge favor, you see my daughter Eden is turning 9 years old tomorrow, and she thinks that what we do is a big deal. She loves you guys. She watches y'all. Y'all mean the world to her. So if you wouldn't mind saying happy birthday to her, that would be great.
Well, happy birthday, Eden. Sorry that Justin is your dad, but I know your birthday is going to be great.
Happy birthday, E! Let's go!
Eden, 9 years old. That's a big one. You're gonna be like slow dancing and stuff soon. Like it's in dances. Like you mean slow moving? I don't think he actually is gonna do the dance part. That requires coordination.
Hey, but for real, Eden, I got the Alabama pom poms for you. I got a ticket to Mississippi though.
Hey man, it's worth it. If you can get her on that road to Tuscaloosa, that's all I'm asking for, guys. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do that. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our first segment. It's one of our favorite segments. That's Constance Chaos, where Marvin gives his unfiltered view on what's going on in football, Alabama, or whatever has come to his mind. Marvin, what do you got for us this week?
You know, I've always been a strong proponent of paying players. I've always felt that players deserve their slice of the pie. When you look at the amount of revenue that is generated and you look at the salaries that these coaches make. But day one of these NIL deals, it was like the Wild Wild West. You're seeing deals coming out of everywhere. I'm wondering, did they really open a door that's about to create more harm than good? Because if you look at how they were coming out left and right. So how are you going to manage that? How do you control that? That is going to be like,
Bro, I'm telling you this. What was funny was you had Bama fans dumping Milo's tea against the Boston Harbor. I mean, Bo Nix gets a Milo's deal. They dumping tea out. The very next day, Malachi Moore gets a Milo's deal, and fans like, oh, crap. Oh, my bad, Milo's. Y'all got Malachi. My bad. Get the tea back. Get the tea back.
You know, I'm wondering, you know, like I said, I've always been a strong proponent of players getting a cut because so much money's been made. But I see this thing going crazy. Because again, you can go sign with anybody now. I mean,
look,
how are they going to regulate this? How are you going to stop guys from making so much money in college that it's not detrimental to their on the field playing experience?
Well, have you seen that the gymnast at LSU? She's probably going to make $1 million. Like she's got like millions of followers, so everyone is trying to jump on to sponsor her and stuff. They said she's going to be making, you know, a ridiculous amount of money.
Now you said 1 million with an M, right? Like one with an M?
Oh yeah, they said they projected her to make over $1 million.
Oh God!
Wow!
Man.
Take a puff, Steve. Come on,
I was, you know, while I'm an advocate of these players getting some kind of compensation, you know, like Marvin's saying, how do you determine, you know, who gets what, how much? You know,
well, I think the idea is for the market to decide. Like if someone's willing to pay you $200,000 to stand in front of the cars of their dealership and say, "Hey, come buy this car," then that's how it works. Like, you know, if you're going to open it up, you got to open it up, and then it's just fair game.
But that's my point. So if I'm getting paid $100,000, $200,000 a month to do these, what is my benefit to go back to practice after I've made a couple $1 million by my sophomore season?
Well, you're getting the sponsorship because you're a football player, and because you're a football player, you're getting like followers. So followers are what they're paying for. So
but this is what I'm saying. So you see a lot of guys in the NFL when they get their second contract, their play goes downhill fast because they've got the money that they've always wanted. So you start paying some of these kids so much money in college. What is their benefit in continuing to play once they've gotten that money? I mean, because you think about it, if you're a #1 player in the country, you come in as a freshman, and these people giving you all this money. By the time you're a junior, you made so much money. What is the point?
That'd be interesting to see. I mean, I would imagine, you know, the money they make on these endorsements, it will be nothing compared to, like, you know, what they can make in the league and stuff. So
yeah, but you're not getting beat up doing endorsements. If I would have left college with $10-15 million from endorsements, I could care less about playing football. I don't think anybody's thinking
like 10-15 million, but yeah, it's
yeah.
I mean, you think about it though. You're talking about the gymnast who might make $1 million, just like any other profession. Where their salary starts, what does it always do? Goes up.
Yeah.
You know, collective bargaining every year, that salary cap goes up. So this is going to go up. And when it goes up, how do you regulate it? How do you put the importance? Because again, you got $10-15 million. I mean, why am I going back to practice?
Yeah, but how many people are going to get? I mean, let's say maybe 1 or 2 players are going to get that kind of money. I mean, that's not going to affect like the overall performance. I think in the league, I think you might have 1 or 2 guys.
I'm talking about your top players in the country who are truly going to get way more money than these other guys.
Right.
No,
and Coach. Then who's to say they won't start these boosters saying, "Hey, if you come to this school, I'll give you said endorsement deal."
Oh yeah, I mean that they're supposed to. Yeah, those are like the built-in rules for this, or that you're not supposed to influence. Like a booster can give you money, but he can't say, "All right, now this money is for you to come to Alabama." He's just like, "This money is for you to endorse my ship or whatever." I mean, I don't know.
I think they've opened the door that they're going to have a hard time monitoring.
That being said, Nick Saban has done a pretty good job of keeping his players grounded, but now with this in front of him, will even he have a hard time keeping the guys focused and still working towards the ultimate goal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on getting a fake birth certificate and seeing if I can get some of these grades knocked out.
Do it, man. Do it. Could you guys imagine how much like Tim Tebow would have made, or like Johnny Manziel?
Oh gosh,
man, Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Well, he did make money, so
he did make money.
Well, fine, Vince Young then. Vince Young.
Speaking of Reggie, what do y'all think about him getting his chances of getting his Heisman restored back to him? Yay, nay? What do you think?
Give him his trophy. They should have been paying players anyway. My God.
Yeah, just give it back to him.
Right.
You can't say that we saw what he did in 05. So you can't erase from our memory who the most dominant player was.
That question.
Exactly. So give the man his trophy back. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't. There wasn't even a close second that year. So yeah, I'm right on there with you.
I bought NCAA 2007 just to play with Reggie Bush. Period.
Hey, I think we all did. Marvin, Marvin, thank you for that. That's something we're definitely going to be focused on the next several weeks, no doubt. But let's go ahead and do what we came to do here, and this honor our guest, Josh. I think we all can remember the first time we saw an episode of SEC Shorts. We can probably, quote it to a T. But for a lot of people out there, they really don't know the origins behind it. If you would, can you kind of talk to us about the backstory? And from what I understand, what you're doing now didn't even closely resemble what you were doing back then.
Yeah, so I think to begin with, we, when Feinbaum got his show put on SEC Network, whenever the network started up, he needed to fill a little more time on the TV side than the radio side. So he was letting fans send in videos, and we thought we had a better chance of getting on TV if we sent in like a sketch instead of just like a fan rant on a telephone or something. Or a telephone, a cell phone. So we, we wrote out a sketch and sent it in, and they liked it. And so we just kept sending them in every week. Just we thought it would be cool to be on TV. So by the end of the season, we had people offering to, give us jobs, pay us to make them. And so we just kind of took off from there.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Well, who gave y'all? Go ahead.
You're hiring?
Absolutely. Always.
Speaking of hiring, though, what really goes into the process of assembling your crew and your cast of actors?
Yeah, so our crew layout, we've just been, we've Robert, Clay, and I, my buddy who makes the shorts with me, we've always been into like short films, filmmaking type stuff. So we have a lot of friends that are actors, crew people, things like that. So we just kind of pull from our own friends to, to fill out the cast and to find people to hold the boom and move the, mics around, stuff like that.
I got you.
I'll be a stunt double, man. Just be a stunt double one time.
Peter, where are you at? Are you in Alabama or where?
Yes, I am.
Are you close to Birmingham?
I am.
Okay. All right. Well, then, I guess.
Man, just tell him your location.
Yeah, man. Why you always being all cryptic and everything, man? Are you
I don't need your address. I was just wondering if you'd be close enough to actually help us out one day.
I would be. I'm in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Now, was that difficult? My God.
He's afraid of his groupies and his Tinder page.
Oh, that's what it is.
Shut up, man. That's not the case. That's not the case. Not the case. Not the case, Justin.
We mentioned Funny Mane earlier, Josh. I didn't know if you knew this, but Funny Mane is Marvin's cousin. So what's it like to collaborate with him? Because I know you've done a few things with him.
Man, he's such a funny dude, and he's like really like easy, nice dude to work with. He's always like trying to lift other people up, always looking out for other people, hard worker, just like a good dude, just a good guy to be around.
That doesn't sound like the guy I grew up with.
Man, he paid me $20 to blow him up on here, so.
Listen, they would. Every time it was over our house, eating all the cereal, eating all the ham and cheese. Like, come on,
eating all the pig feet, all the hog maws, all the Kool-Aid.
Man, you know what? I was thinking about like childhood snacks. I didn't realize how terrible I used to eat sardines. I used to eat beanie weenies. Those like Vienna sausages.
All the
meats. Yeah.
Oh man, hold on.
My go-to.
Josh, you had the country boy lifestyle.
I lived in I lived out in the suburbs, but all my like like after school snacks and stuff were like, you know, just I don't. There was our go-to was like a piece of bologna with cream cheese in it, and then we would like roll it up and just eat it.
Did you grow up on a fishing boat?
I guess I just because now when I tell people, like, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I come home and eat pizza rolls. I was like, oh no, pizza rolls, slice of bologna and some cream cheese. That's where it's at. And they're like, what?
Yeah. No, I'm in Mississippi, and we hadn't even done that, so that's new to me. But I hear you on the Vienna sausages, man. That's a delicacy here in the South.
You couldn't pay me to eat that stuff ever again in life.
Oh no. It's because you look at the list of the ingredients that are in this meat. It's
God,
it's root soup.
It's bad.
But you know, none was worse than that potted meat. That was the
look, Marvin, lay off my grandma. Marvin, lay off my grandma. That's all she would eat. Lay off my grandma.
Really? Wait, okay, when you do the potted meat, like when you get it out of the canister and it just and then like land, the noise itself is like enough to gross you out. And then people slice it up and fry it. I don't know, man. I used to love it, but it sounds disgusting right now.
Wow. This is something you don't talk about on SEC Shorts, but man, I thought I was country, Marvin.
No, you are country, Justin.
Oh,
that's
man.
not cloud.
Okay. Now I have to make my appearance on SEC Shorts now. I gotta do it now.
You gonna be eating potted meat on there, man? Is that what you're saying?
Hey.
Is that gonna be your endorsement for name, image, likeness?
Hold on.
They're gonna use his glasses to scramble some eggs.
Y'all think y'all can sell replica glasses of Stephen M. Smith's on the SEC Shorts website?
You're gonna need an old VW windshield.
Man, if Vienna Sausage wants to contact me about a sponsorship, I would gladly eat Vienna Sausages in every video. At the end, just like smiling, like ding, popping in the
God.
Yeah, man. Just put some hot sauce on it. That hot sauce just like fixes everything.
Barbecue
sauce.
Sauce.
As an adult, I eat ribeyes, I eat salmon, I eat chicken. None of the things I ate growing up, I eat as an adult. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Yeah. Oh, what was y'all's favorite like lunchroom lunch? Everybody's always like
pizza.
The rectangle pizza. Did you dip yours?
Yeah, the orange rectangle pizza.
Yeah. Did you dip yours in ranch?
Absolutely.
No.
We didn't have ranch. That was a luxury, man.
For us, it was
man. That's the only time you ever drink chocolate milk with pizza, too. Like.
That's right.
I'm gonna say this. My high school was so poor, we ran out of milk. That's how bad we was.
They just sent you to the water fountain?
Yes.
So my favorite, like I wasn't a huge fan of the pizza. I thought it was okay. I always like the chicken fried steak. That was my jam, man. Chicken fried steak.
I don't know, man. I didn't feel right, after eating that at the end of the day. And that little did y'all ever have those pair halves with
Justin, you went to school in Mississippi. Y'all had chitlins, pig feet. So y'all school lunches, no, we didn't eat all that, okay?
No, in Mississippi, they just open up the back door and they tell you got to find your own food.
Absolutely, man. And that's why
they turn you loose in the woods with a what's the
bow and arrow?
Yeah, like a bow and arrow or something. They're just like, you got to know.
So that's when the apocalypse comes. You know who's going to survive the zombie apocalypse? It's going to be Mississippians because of what you just said right there.
We'll see about that.
I love that we make fun of Alabama or Mississippi. Like I just told you I eat bologna and Vienna sausage all day.
It's Mississippi though. Come on, it's Mississippi.
And it's funny is when I come across Mississippi State fans and Ole Miss fans over here is that they'll sit there and call Alabama fans rednecks. I'm like, do you not realize, first of all, y'all clang a cowbell? I mean, how much more redneck can you get? I could be wrong.
Have y'all ever been to a game day at in Starkville? I've heard it's fun, but it's in the middle of a field, right? The junction.
I've been to a game day at Starkville, and I've been to a game day at the Grove. Night and day. night and day different.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Grove the year that Katy Perry was there. You want to talk about some nonsense? That was some nonsense. Like, they sat there and did the whole hottie toddy thing for like 3 hours. all I can remember was, why didn't OJ Howard just catch the ball? Catch the ball, OJ. Titus.
Now, you're an Alabama fan, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. How hard is it to, I guess, have your allegiance and then also have to be neutral in your videos?
Yeah, it's kind of I think it was a couple years ago. I went to the Alabama LSU game, and it was the year, you know, LSU was just tearing it up, and so we made a lot of LSU videos. So the Alabama LSU game, a ton of LSU fans run up to me and like, "Hey man, what are you wearing an Alabama shirt for?" Because they had only seen the LSU videos because they're LSU fans. So they was an LSU fan making LSU videos. So it was a sad day for a lot of people that day.
It's like when they found out Santa Claus wasn't real and wrestling wasn't either. It's kind of like the same,
Hold on.
Just the disappointment. They're like, oh man.
That was a 2019 game, right, Josh?
Yeah.
That was the game that I got searched by the Secret Service 4 times.
Wait, what?
Just 4?
Yeah.
You got some suspicious facial hair, man. I can't believe it was under 5. Or
look, I got searched 4 times. And on the 4th time, my cameraman was like, "Steven, they think you're from Al Qaeda. You need to shake the thing off."
Stevie, do you want to go into more detail about this? Because this is new to all of us, and going forward, we need to know if we're under any kind of national security watches.
You're not on any type of national security, okay? It was a bad situation. I was trying to get my press pass and get out of there. Sat there and searched me 4 different occasions. Cameraman, he got searched 1 time, and then they got him go through.
But you know what's funny about that, Steve? I was there the same day. I did all my interviews, all my shows that day. Got in, got out with no problems. I was out of there by the time kickoff even started. I didn't have 1 problem, man.
Stephen, are you on a no-fly?
You're Marvin Constant. You ain't gonna have no problem.
Speaking of fan bases, Josh, I know that you're supposed to appear neutral in the videos, but first of all, I gotta say I greatly appreciate what you do to Tennessee, and definitely what you did for the Central Florida National Championship celebration. Do you ever get any pushback from fan bases because of the videos?
Yeah, so especially like you mentioned, Central Florida. You know, we made up a fake trophy and toured it around.
Yeah,
it was like we made it out of like cardboard, and we toured it. We took it into Galette's, and like we put it on like a little stand, and we put like a velvet rope around it, and we wore white gloves, and we wore like UCF like shirts and jerseys and stuff, and we stood around the trophy like and to protect this like stupid, you know, cardboard trophy like it was a big deal. And at first people were like, I think these guys might be serious, like they thought that we were really from UCF. And then as the night went on, I think they kind of figured out it was a joke, and they're taking pictures and having fun. But we did an alumni event at Alabama, and you know, some older people there, and they did not get it. They thought, because we busted up in their meeting with a megaphone, like we were from UCF, and we were like, this is the real trophy, and you can all line up to take a picture. And they were like mad. They were like, wow, looks, and they thought we had really busted up in their meeting. And so sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go as planned. So
sounds like Justin's love life.
Well, you know.
I said I was done. I said I was
low
done.
below Marvin. Low below brother.
That's one. That's one, Marvin. So tell me, Josh, what goes into the creative process of a show, and how much time do you actually spend on developing each episode?
Yeah, so we watch the games on Saturday, and then we wake up Sunday morning, kind of decide what we're going to do, kind of try to think of like what everybody's going to be talking about on Monday at work and stuff. And so we pick an idea, and then we've basically got like 15 hours to like write a script, make props, find a location, get actors, go get all the gear, find a crew, shoot the videos, and edit it. So it's a crazy day usually.
See, next time y'all need somebody, all you gotta do is call me. See, look, it still fit. You know, I ain't break no hip.
Stun double right here.
I'm surprised it fit your head and your ego in there, man. Look at that. What was that about love life, Marvin?
Nothing.
Hey, but for real, I saw when they had Marvin on NCAA 1999. I got copped that game now.
Hey, and I was all 90s, baby. I was my step.
For real? All 90s?
Yes.
He
I
was.
was all 90s, baby.
Nice. Man, that's the real deal. Is that game ever going to come back, y'all think, or what?
I think they will now. How modified it's going to be, I really don't know. But I kind of think now with the way things are trending, especially with name and image likeness, you kind of have to put it out there because that was the biggest hurdle or biggest excuse, for not producing it. So at this point.
But you got to look at one major obstacle that they're going to have, though. How are you going to justify the salaries that you pay each player? Because if you're going to pay one guy one thing, you're going to pay another guy another thing. Are you going to pay one school one thing? You're going to pay another school another thing. And if you put all, 100 and something FBS schools on there, that's a lot of money you're spending.
Yeah, I think they'd probably narrow it down to just the Power 5, I would think, right? Just to keep it from the money getting out of control.
They would have to, because, again, you'd be paying guys in Idaho, in all these other places.
In Western Michigan.
Mexico. Nobody even shows up to
El
their
Paso.
games in real life.
Yeah.
Stillman, Steve Brown wants his cut too.
Well, Steve Brown going to get his cut from DeVry.
That's right. That's right. They're not going to have Phoenix online on this edition.
I bet there'd be a lot of players that'd be willing to just sign away their likeness for the video game, just to be on the video game. Wouldn't you?
Who would? I wouldn't. Man, nope, cut my check.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was like you're going to get $0 or not be in the video game. I mean, and I'm not saying like it would be you. I'm saying if you're like the quarterback at some like random like Sunbelt team, like you're never going to get any money. So it would be kind of cool to be in a video game though. So
I guess. I mean, I played with myself one time just to say I did it. So I understand that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, if you got somebody on that game, I mean, this day and age with Instagram and this generation want instant gratification, I just don't see many guys signing their rights away because everybody thinks they're a superstar now because of Instagram.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we are in the Instagram,
Snapchat, TikTok, all of it.
Seems like more effort's put into the social media pages than play on the field sometimes. That's just my take.
All right, Josh, so I have a question for you.
Here we go.
You guys are putting your sketches together and you're filming everything. Has there ever been a time when you said, okay, we went too far, this isn't going to air?
Because we're usually pretty tame, so it's not we go too far. There have been a couple where we were like, this is terrible. We can't keep doing this. This is not funny and it's dumb and I hate this. So there were a couple situations where we just pulled the plug halfway through and then completely started a different video and just stayed up till like 6 a.m. to get it done. So
how much coffee do y'all go through?
So what's that?
How much coffee do y'all go through?
A lot of Red Bulls for me. But one of the ideas that we bailed on was it was like the ghost of Auburn football past, and I was like visiting a fan, and I would just appear to him in random places, and it was terrible because the way we were making me appear, and I was trying to like put on like a ghost voice, it was so stupid. We bailed on that one, and there was another one we bailed on where it was I I like the idea. It was just hard to pull off in a day, but it was like a virtual reality headset that gave Tennessee fans the championship experience of being an Alabama fan. So it was like they put on the headset, and then they could live life as an Alabama fan, where like everything's going their way and their team is good, and it's like their whole life is good. It's just hard to pull off in a day.
All right. So, is there a Harvey Updike sketch coming in the near future?
Probably not for us. Probably not something we would get into. That's a good idea for someone who doesn't have a bank as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Can we?
Y'all could just go out there and just pour a little gasoline on a bush or two and just
I'll say this. Is there anything, Return of the Pig, anything Arkansas edition I got working with?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how their season goes. Maybe if, they have another good season, maybe something will come up. You never know. We don't have any like ideas like built in that we want to use. We just kind of like come up with it as we go. So
cool.
I do have to ask, at what point did y'all, finally start to realize, you know what, we got something special here, and essentially, we've made it? Or do you feel like that right now? Are you just having a lot of fun?
Yeah, once you start getting paid to do it as a full-time job, you kind of feel like, all right, this feels very real. Up until then, though, you're just like happy you're waiting for the clock to run out. And you're just like, well, happy to be doing something creative for a job, So before that, he and I we edited medical lectures. We worked for a medical publishing company. So before we started making them, we like the gross medical stuff you see on Facebook or something, your friends like, look at that, and it's gross. Like that was our whole job every day, is to like edit lectures like that. So we were happy to start making, football videos for sure.
How did you get up in the?
What's that?
I said, how did you get up in the morning knowing that that's what you were going to do that day?
Oh, wow. So every day at like 3 o'clock, we would go to Dairy Queen and eat ice cream. I gained like 60 pounds at that place. It was just because you're just trying to get out of there and
60 pounds
sunlight on your face. It was rough.
60 pounds though?
There's a lot of ice cream, man. It's a lot of ice cream.
That sounds like Justin's enlarged testicles he had to have removed.
Well, you had to have them removed.
I told you the hospital when it was going down that you weren't supposed to breathe a word of this. What happened to the buddy system, man? Accountability partner. Okay.
Man, he turned on you real quick.
Man, no, I'm telling you, man. And I chose him to be on my show. Okay, so can you talk about a time in particular where, doing what you're doing right now opened doors maybe to something you never thought would have been possible in your career, or maybe allowed you to meet people?
So we've we have a contract with ESPN now that we've had for a few years, where middle of every week we do a video for them that airs on SEC Nation on SEC Network every Saturday. So just working with the SEC Network and being on SEC Nation has been cool. We got to do a video with like Gus Malzahn and doing with Steve Spurrier, Archie Manning. We got to work with just some fun people and do stuff where we never would have had access to if we were just still doing it by ourselves online.
I got you. So when are we going to see Nick Saban partner with you in a couple of videos or so?
I think y'all know Nick Saban well enough to know he's not going to spend time on an internet comedy video, right? Like,
okay.
I think his time is a little more important than, hey, all right, coach, put this hat on and say this line. He's going to be like,
you don't need to get Nick Saban. Just get the strength staff. Just get the strength staff in the video.
That's true. They're quite comical.
I promise you, Dr. Matt Ray will do like a 40-yard dash, and y'all pull some comedy off that.
As SEC fans, we have our traditions that we have to, do every week, in order to feel like our game week is complete. And then seeing an episode of SEC Shorts has become one of our traditions. How cool is it to know that now among SEC fans, you're a permanent fixture in their game day rituals?
Yeah, that's been a really cool part of it. One of the cool things about sort of, being neutral and playing all the teams and stuff for the whole conference has been, when I travel around, meet, random people in Mississippi or Tennessee or something that are big fans. And it's been really cool to just hear about how other like teams, like game day culture are, how they handle game days and how they just handle being fans and all that. So it's been kind of cool to learn.
Are y'all expected to do skits for Vandy, Mizzou, teams like that?
It's for the network, we do have to spread it around a little bit. There was one year, one of our first years, they were like, "You've been doing a lot of Alabama videos this year. Why don't you kind of maybe spread the wealth a little bit?" We're like, "Oh, okay."
How do you do a video on Vandy? I mean,
easy. You have a math student from the engineering department. That's it.
Yeah. So we did a Vandy video last year when Sarah Fuller was the kid when she came into play. So
okay,
what about that? It was just basically the gist of the video was that like people were watching to see her kick, but then you have to sit through Vandy football.
I promise you, I ain't. I'm
you're kind of like, oh, Sarah Fuller's kicking. Like, this is a piece of history. I'd like to watch this, and then you're just like, wow, they're not going to cross the 50-yard line.
That was my whole thing. Would she ever even get an opportunity to actually kick?
Yeah.
It's Vandy we're talking about here.
Yeah. It's rough.
We have a question from the audience from Steve Dean. Josh, do you do SEC shorts on just football? Because Bama is championship U. I understand the money trail.
Yeah, I mean, we were hoping they'd make a run in the tournament this year, so we could do something on that in the basketball tournament, March Madness. So I think if anybody ever made a really good run, we made an Auburn video a few years ago when they had a run. I think, as far as basketball goes, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. So I think we wouldn't be opposed to doing basketball stuff, but I don't think we'd ever do a baseball video.
Y'all should do a video on the state of Georgia sports as a whole and their failures, including the Bulldogs, the Falcons, the Hawks. Y'all can just sum up all the losing in one video.
Yeah. So we did a couple weeks ago. We did a video about.
I would love. Yeah.
Oh, it's about like a Georgia fan runs into like the Hope Fairy.
Yeah.
And she's there. She's like, "Hey, I'm here to give you hope," and he just like. Pepper sprays her. He's like, "I'm not falling for this again." And it's basically just commentary on how Georgia's sports have been just struggling. And then someone right after that made a video kind of just like it about all the sports with Georgia. So
yeah, hey, I love living here, and I love wearing my Alabama championship shirts on a regular basis because. Yeah, oh God, they get excited about the biggest. It was all Hawks last week. The Hawks. That's dead. Okay, what's going to be your next thing you're gonna?
Hey, I will add to that. They actually just won a national championship at Georgia. The equestrian team won a national championship. And
nice.
They actually posted that on the SEC Network Instagram page. Like, okay.
When you can't win at anything else, you got to post something.
What I love about Georgia fans, though, are that every year is the year they're going to win the championship. They don't care.
I promise you.
It's almost like that movie Major League. This is our year.
Kirby Smart's gonna do it. Kirby. Yeah.
They don't have to worry about any new shirts being printed that way. So that's very economical on their part.
No joke, though.
There's some kids somewhere in a third world country wearing Georgia championship T-shirts somewhere.
But Josh, seriously though, the next time Bama softball make a run and win the College World Series, got to do a video on Bama softball.
Probably not.
At least he's honest.
I gave it a try.
We appreciate your courage, Steve.
I failed you, Patrick Murphy. I failed you, Coach Murph. Don't kill me.
So what's the ultimate goal with SE Shorts? And I do have to ask this, has anyone ever approached y'all about doing a sitcom, not necessarily about SEC Shorts, but, doing something like that on TV?
Yeah, well, we get offers to do like a lot of like commercial stuff in the off season and things like that, and, writing for different places and stuff. So we don't, not really like a full on sitcom, but, we do get offered, random different things a lot. But as far as like what the future goal would be, I don't know. We're just kind of riding it out to see, just keep making them as long as people are watching. And, there's really no end goal in mind. We wouldn't want to expand it to different conferences. We wouldn't, want to jump out to too many other sports really other than basketball. So,
Hey, if you ever need someone to star or to feature in anything, this guy's available.
Gotcha. All right. Marvin, do you have any acting experience?
Actually, I do. I shot a pilot for TNT for Beast Mode. It was around the life of Ann Wolf, female boxing trainer. I've actually done several commercials. I've actually done commercials for ESPN before.
Nice. See, this guy.
I was cameo 8 in Tokyo Drift.
Is it a cameo or were you an extra?
Look. I was the guy in charge of bringing the muffler on set. I had to bring the muffler on set. It's a very heavy muffler.
So yes, I have a SAG card.
Boom.
Hey, man, listen, your OnlyFans account does not count towards that.
You must have a speaking line in one of those major shows to get a SAG card, Justin. Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
My muffler did not go unnoticed now. That's the biggest one. I had to carry that thing.
Steven, is that on your resume now? Like muffler guy?
Yes.
It is.
Yes. And Tokyo Drift. Yes, it's on there.
He has a screen still framed on his nightstand next to his picture of Paul Feinbaum. So if you can, man, can you narrow down, I guess, like what your favorite episode was, or maybe your favorite moment thus far, or can you really do that at this point?
There've been a few I've really liked. There was a goalpost video we did with Ole Miss probably like 5 or 6 years ago that I really like. There was like a Nicholas Sparks movie trailer, like after Alabama won the championship, that we did that I really liked. There was we did one with the barbershop quartet where you hire a barbershop quartet to talk trash for you.
Yes,
that was a lot. Yeah, I guess those would be my favorites. I don't know.
Okay, cool deal, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you taking the time to share all this with us, man. And we invite you to stick around for our next segment, and that's hosted by our own Stephen N. Smith, called The Death Chart, where he gives us the latest with Alabama football, what fans can look forward to as the season quickly approaches. Stephen M., what do you have this week for us?
Well, let's see here. And all of this name, image, likeness that's going on right now. I know Marvin would have loved to be a part of this right now, but I will say this. Malachi Moore did something really cool today. So Malachi Moore, who is sponsored by Milo's and by the My Game Day shop, where he's selling autographed jerseys, hats, footballs, photos, things of that nature. He's actually donating 10% of his proceeds to a little boy by the name of Ford Bertram, 5 years old, Ford Bertram, who's battling leukemia. So 10% of Malachi's proceeds will go to Ford Bertram and his family. I think that's really cool.
Man, that's incredible. Love to see people giving back, especially using this platform where right now it's all about, me, the individual. And now you got someone like him taking the focus off of himself and using it to help others, man. That's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome to get a chance to look at that and see that now, as far as just the football side of things is concerned, we got SEC Media Days coming up here in the next couple of weeks. I want to know, like, how will the coaches respond? Because, all 14 of them are going to be directed this question. How will the coaches respond to name, image, likeness? I mean, it may not be the main question, but all 14 will get this question.
Absolutely.
Did anybody from Vandy and Missouri sign name, image deal? It might not be a problem at those schools.
Yes, a couple members.
Okay. Okay. So according to Marvin, we'll chop it down to 12. Just chop it down to 12.
Speaking of that, guys, now that we have this in place, are there any names that readily come to your mind of in the past that really could have benefited for something like this? Josh, I'll start out with you.
Yeah, I think I said it before. Like, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, those guys would have made lots of money.
I'm gonna say this: Tyrone Prothro.
Yeah,
Tyrone Prothro would have benefited big time. Marvin Constant would have benefited big time.
I'll tell you who would have made a lot of money. That A.J. McCarron.
Oh yes, yes. No way. Yeah. I'll tell you who would have made some money. That Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But AJ by far would have probably been the highest earning player to come through Alabama in a long time.
You think even more than like Tua? You think even more than Tua?
They loved AJ.
They did.
Loved AJ.
AJ has 2 sushi restaurants in T-Town. 2.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I'll say this.
Well, everyone knows if you want good sushi, you go to Tuscaloosa.
But you think about it. When you have Brent Musburger drooling on national TV over your girlfriend, the guy's winning.
Pretty much. Well, not just the girlfriend, Marvin, his mama too, over both of them.
I think he might have been drinking a little cognac in the booth there.
Sticking with name, image, likeness, Josh, we have a question from the audience about this very subject for you. From Allison Clonks. She's asking, will SEC Shorts do a video with the name, image, likeness?
Yes, for sure. We're working on a couple things right now that I don't want to give up yet because we're still working on them. But yeah, we definitely have a couple ideas going right now.
You need a player.
He's going to be like that crazy-ass girlfriend, man. It's going to show up at your door at 3 a.m.
I think Justin's speaking from experience right now.
Yeah.
Well, I have coached you a little bit. Anyway, so we're coming up.
Sean Alexander could have made some money too.
Yeah, what do you think, Marvin? That's your teammate, Marvin. Was anybody on your squad? I could probably name a few from back when we were there. Do you think really could have benefited, but other than you?
There was a lot of us. I played with Freddie Millens, Chris Samuels, Sean Alexander, Cornelius Griffin, Tony Dixon. I played with a lot of guys that would have made a lot of money. Kenny Smith, Jared Johnson, Kendall Moorhead.
You gonna actually put Kenny in this?
Kenny Smith. Kenny was a second-round draft pick. Before Kenny got hurt, Kenny was projected to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, he was.
So he got hurt, still comes back next year, and still a second-round draft pick. Even though he ran whatever he wanted to run when he wanted to run it, yes.
He's not bitter though. All right, guys, we're coming up towards the end of the show, and what I'd like to do before we head out is I want to talk about Marvinsstance's book. Marvin, if you would give us an update with that, tell us how everything's going, and then also how fans can get their hands on it, and then when your book signing is going to happen, because I know it has changed.
Yeah, so you can go to my to the website 40plusstrong.com. That's 40plusstrong.com, and you could actually grab a copy of it. The book's actually doing extremely well as usual. We're actually getting ready for my next birthday. I'll be 42. So we're actually working on a few more projects in line with that whole physical and mental fitness at 40 plus theme. So we got some more things in the pipeline that we're getting ready to come out with. But for those of you who are looking to get in shape and change your lives, you have to understand something. The body does not operate in its 40s like it does when in its 20s and in its 30s. So if you're following workouts that you see some kids, some 20 or 30-year-old doing, and you're not getting the results you want, there's a reason, because you're old. We're old. You have to come to terms with that.
Right.
And once you come to terms with that and you understand what the body needs at your age to get the results, oh my, it is amazing, man. So I love working with all the people that I work with and just, seeing their different success stories and how much the book has changed their lives. Again, it has 3 different workout plans, one for beginner, one for intermediate, and one for those who've been killing it in the gym, if they're just looking for a change of pace. But again, understanding that your body changes with age and it needs a different type of workout.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Marvin. Another few things of note. Tune in to the Stingray Scoop this Friday on the CTS Interview Room on YouTube, where Stingray will give his wrap-up of this week in sports. Comic Steve Brown couldn't be with us tonight. However, he will be appearing live July 30th through August 1st at the Stardome in Birmingham. Guys, don't hesitate to get tickets because his shows in Birmingham sell out very quickly.
Hold on. Hey, Josh.
Yep.
Have you been skipping on your push-ups and arm curls?
Oh, no. Hey, I'm 41. Marvin, I've been hitting. Look.
Also,
he just dimed you out on.
Hey,
also,
I'm 41 as well. I'm just kidding.
Definitely got to make this announcement here on July 10th and July 11th. I'll be hitting a couple of former Alabama player camps. July 10th, Bo Scarborough has his camp at Central High School. I'll be there. And at July 11th, Devontae Smith will be at the Hoover Met Complex for his camp. So I'll be at the Bo Scarborough and Devontae Smith camps.
Also, update us on.
I might pull up
handing out mufflers.
Handing out mufflers.
Hand out the mufflers.
I might pull up on you on that July 10th. And what time is that July 10th camp?
For Bo, I think it's at 9. I think it's at 10. Yeah, 10.
All right. Well, I got to go home, man. Before I get out of here, I definitely want to send my condolences to one of my good friends. One of my good friends, Johnny Lard, passed away, man. So that's why I got to go home to go to his funeral this weekend. So I might just pull up on you while I'm down there.
All right, come find me. I'll be there trying to get all the highlights of these kids and trying not to get ran over. Me and the mufflers.
Well, before you hand out your mufflers, man, if you would, tell us what's coming up on your next episode of In My Own Words, Stephen.
Well, yeah. So Wednesday's episode, we're going to be looking at, the guys that could have greatly benefited from name, image, likeness where Bama is concerned, just getting that interaction from the fans. We're going to talk some recruiting because this time of year, Bama fans are like, if we're not getting this in-state kid, what's going on? Which coach is messing us up? So we're going to talk some recruiting. And then we're going to introduce, a couple of game show segments to the show. So a lot of fun, a lot of action. So tune in on Wednesday as I crack open a new can of crazy on Wednesday.
Something you'd like to add, Marvin? I feel like something's brewing in your head there.
I'm going to keep it to myself this time.
Well,
while Marvin collects himself, I want to remind our viewers.
He was taking a shot at me. I can feel it over here. I feel it.
I felt it in the spirit. I did.
I felt the shot.
As
Marvin, I am stitching up my wound with my muffler. Stitching it. There's no wound up here. The muffler.
As I was saying, guys, stay tuned this month. We got some big guests on the way. John Parker Wilson will be jumping on the show. We just finalized a date on the 20th. Former All-American defensive lineman and Dallas Cowboy Michael Myers will be on. So y'all stay tuned on what we got ahead. Josh, again, thank you so much for coming on. Really, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about your story, man. If you would, say a few words, tell us how people can contact you and what's up next for you.
Yeah, so if you're interested in SEC Shorts, you just Google it, and then you can find it on any social media and YouTube and everything. Also during the season, if you can catch us on SEC Nation Saturday mornings, right before all the games start.
Hey, I followed you on Instagram too, man.
Oh, nice. I gotta follow you back. Man.
Has to be earned.
Hey, for those of you who want to follow me on Instagram, it's Constant45. And we're actually going to start unveiling some new workout materials and some more things for the 40 Plus Club real soon, because my birthday is coming. When I turn 42, I'm giving out a lot of gifts.
You can follow me at Tokyo Drift Mufflers. Hey, Tokyo Drift Mufflers. Right there.
Absolutely. And you can follow the Bama Standard on Twitter and Instagram at the Bama Standard. If you have a question for any of us or any upcoming guests, or like to suggest to us some guests you'd like to see, email us, thebamastandard@gmail.com. All right, guys, great show. Thank y'all again for coming on. Had a great time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Thank you, Josh. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, you too.